Hi, how are you all? Today we'll talk about diffusion of innovation. It is a very interesting concept of consumer behavior which is applicable in case of new products. When any new product is introduced in the market, initially few customers adopt it and later on more customers adopt it. This concept is known as diffusion of innovation. Let me try to make you understand this concept with the help of some examples. Let us take the example of few latest concepts or products which have come up in recent 2-3 years. The products are health band, air purifier, payment apps, protein cookies, and weird buds. Now, this kind of products which have been newly introduced, most of you would understand and would agree that these products are not adopted by each and every consumer. Only few consumers adopt them initially, and later on more and more consumers adopt it. This is known as the diffusion of innovation or adoption and diffusion process in buying. This concept was first noticed by a known researcher, Everett Rogers, in 1960s. He found that the consumers can be classified into 5 broad categories on the basis of their adoption of new products. These 5 categories are innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggards. Let us talk about them one by one. Innovators are 2.5% of the total consumers, and they are the people who love trying something new. As soon as a new product is introduced, they try to grab it. They do not mind taking risk. So they are the first to adopt a new product. Hence they are known as innovators. The second category is called early adopters. They are 13.5% of the population according to the Rogers. They are also very quick to adopt the new product, but comparatively they are the second ones after the innovators. They do not adopt a product unless they perceive a risk in the product or they perceive a benefit in the product. When they perceive a benefit, then they are quick to adopt that product. So they are the people who have the highest degree of opinion leadership. The third category of the customers are known as early majority. They are the people who adopt a product when they are sure about the benefits. When there is no risk in the product, then they will adopt that product. They are 34% of the total consumers, and another 34% of the total consumers is known as late majority. They adopt after the early majority, and they need some kind of support and help to adopt a product. And the last category is called laggards, as they lag behind, as they are the people who are the last to adopt a new product. In fact, they adopt after everyone else has adopted. They are 16% of the total consumers, and they are known as laggards. So these are the 5 categories of the customers, how they adopt a particular product when it is launched in the market. They are also being given nicknames by the experts over a period of time. Innovators are also known as tech enthusiasts because they are the people who are enthusiastic about anything that comes new. They are looking for new products. They belong to the higher social class. They are mostly youngsters. They have good paying capacity and they can bear risk. And they are the people who are quick to adopt. That is why they are known as tech enthusiasts. Second category of customers, early adopters, are known as visionaries. They also have the same characteristics as the innovators have, belonging to higher class, youngsters, good paying capacity. But they are second to the innovators, but still very early among the first 16%. So that is why they are known as visionaries, because they are the people who think about the future. The third category, early majority, is also known as pragmatists. Pragmatist means the people who are practical, people who look at their benefits before taking any action. The fourth category, which are known as late majority, they are also nicknamed as conservatives. They are the people who are traditional, they are not very quick to adopt any product, and that is why they are known as conservative people. The last category, laggards, are also known as skeptics. Skeptics means they are the people who are always in doubt, and because of their doubts, they are ready to react. So these are the 5 broad categories of customers. I repeat one more time: innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggards, on the basis of their adoption of the innovative products. That is what is known as diffusion of innovation. Now, from one category to the second category, to the third category, to the fourth category, and to the fifth category, this adoption is diffused one by one. Hence, it is known as adoption and diffusion process. Now, one very interesting concept which was observed by Geoffrey Moore in 1990s is known as CASM. CASM, matlab in Indian context, in our Hindi we can say CASM means khai. Moore identified that there is a wide gap between the first 16% and the remaining 84%. That means up till the innovators and early adopters, the process is going fast, but this process stops at a point after 16%, and reaching the next stage, that is early majority, takes some time. So he has suggested, or even there was one more author whose name is Maloney. He has given a 16% rule. According to him, the marketers need to change their strategy, because unless they change their strategy, they cannot reach that tipping point from 16% to the next level. So initially the strategy is scarcity, and they have to change their strategy to social proof. So their communication plans, their marketing strategy, everything has to change so that people quickly pass on this adoption to the next level, and the product reaches to the early majority, and then it reaches to the late majority, and so on. Another interesting comparison about this adoption and diffusion process, which has 5 stages, is with the product life cycle. As most of you would be knowing, product life cycle has basically 4 stages: introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. So innovators are the people who adopt a product when it is in its introduction stage, whereas early adopters are the people who adopt a product when it is in its growth stage. And majority, both early and late majority combined, adopts a product in its maturity stage, and laggards adopt a product when it is in its decline stage. That is another comparison. Now coming to our final aspect related to this adoption and diffusion process, what are the factors that affect the pace of this adoption and diffusion process? So there are 5 factors that affect this pace. These 5 factors are divisibility or triability, complexity, comparability, communicability, and relative advantage. Divisibility means whether it is possible to sample the product. In case of FMCGs, it is easy to sample the product, but in case of durable items, you cannot sample the product. That is why you would find that adoption of products like protein cookies and beard wash would be faster, and product like air purifier would be slower. Though most of the companies which are coming out with durable items, they come out with their free demonstration of the products, or automobile companies come with test rides so that they can increase the pace of this adoption process. The second factor is complexity, means how easy the new product is to understand. The products like insurance or products like systematic investment plan, they are difficult to understand. Since they are difficult to understand, its process of adoption is comparatively slow. And products like beard wash or products like cookies, very easy to understand. So the adoption process is fast. The third factor is comparability. Comparability means you can compare this product with the existing product. Just like mobile apps, you can compare different mobile apps. Like you can compare PhonePe with Paytm and other mobile apps that are available. Similarly, you can compare most of the LCVs. If I take the example of a new car that is launched by Kia, now you can compare it with the other existing cars that are available in the market. Or if I take the example of Nexon that is launched by Tata, now you can compare it with the other available cars like i20, like Swift in the market, and then you can take a decision. So when comparability is possible, then adoption pace would be faster. The fourth important factor is communicability. That means how effectively the promotional campaigns have been able to communicate the benefit of the product to the customers. I remember the example of crack cream. Its advertisements have been very effective when the product was launched. चेहरे से राजरानी, पैर से नौकरानी. Or another campaign which came, आप सब जानती हैं माँ. So how effectively they were communicating about the product. Or recently, in past 1 or 2 years, when Jio launched their mobile, the campaign was very effective. कि आज से किसी को भी अपने बात करने का पैसा नहीं देना पड़ेगा. And people adopted it like anything. The fifth factor is relative advantage. Means the advantage of having a product over not having it. So when you talk about health band, what are the advantages that health band is going to give which you are not having without having that product? It can tell your pulse rate, it can tell your blood pressure, it can tell many other things about your calorie burn, etc., about your health. So these are the 5 important factors that affect this adoption and diffusion process. This is all about the diffusion of innovation by the customers. So in our next session, we will talk more about the marketing. For now, let us close the session. Thank you very much for being there. Thank you. Bye-bye.